either Israel is the worst at targeting civilians or they're not targeting civilians. Because even if I was dropping bombs randomly, I would kill more civilians than less than one per bomb. More than 70% of Gaza has been destroyed in terms of buildings. 70%, but less than 1% of the population. So again, that is the most targeted killing that you can conceive of in a war. And it's certainly not randomly killing civilians. It doesn't hold water mathematically. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I understand your vision. I don't.
Because you don't want to. Wie geht's?
Israeli? Good dear?
Yeah, I am. Alhamdulillah.
What? Israeli and Alhamdulillah?
Israeli. Ana Israeli, Alhamdulillah. Ana Yehudi, Alhamdulillah.
Jetzt diskutieren wir auf jeden. Now we have a discussion on moral.
Okay. Okay.
On a respectfully stage, okay? Okay, you're Israel. You can't. Well, how do I wait? Give me a moment, okay? My English is a bit baba right now.
Yes.
Okay, wait. You're from Israel.
I was born in America, but I am an Israeli citizen from birth because my mother is Israeli and I lived in Israel for many years, and I'm a dual citizen. I'm both Israeli and American.
And what's your opinion to the Palestine war?
Well, let's start with yours because you brought it up. So what is your opinion on the Israel-Palestine war, and then I'll respond.
I can't say too much because I don't know the whole history of them. But I only know that there's some problems with the citizens, the childs getting bombed and so on. I don't know the whole story.
Right.
That's why maybe you know more and can.
I mean, I know a bunch, but I'm not gonna try and lecture to you. What I'll say is that it's not a genocide. There was no forced starvation. It's not a genocide. It's a war. It's an unfortunate war that was started by an Islamist organization called Hamas, which is like ISIS. And if you read their own writings on who they are and who they think they are, you will see that they are like ISIS. And while I, like most Israelis, hope and pray for peace, if you have ISIS on your border telling you we're going to murder you and then try to murder you, you're not going to tolerate it.
I have one question.
Please.
Why do Israeli people kill them Palestinian childs? They're not ISIS.
So let me ask a question in response. Do you think that Israel is targeting only children? Do you think that Israel is just targeting kids?
No.
I think they target innocent people.
You think they're targeting innocent people? So how many militants have died?
Militants?
How many fighters have been killed?
I only know the kids. I don't know. I only know that they're killing childs.
Right. No, I got you. So how many children were killed in Yemen?
Yemen? I don't know.
How many children in Syria?
Syria? Many.
Do you think so? Many children have died in Syria. Many children have died in Yemen. Why do you think that nobody focuses on the killing of children specifically in those contexts, but they do focus specifically on the children in Gaza, where instead of telling you how many people died and how many were adult fighting age males?
You know why? Because especially they kill the kids and the innocent people.
That's what you think? So here's what so again, I'm not going to give you my own answers because I don't know if you would believe them. I'm going to help you come to a no. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you a little bit because right now you're coming with like, why does Israel kill kids? And my question to you is, in a war, do children die?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so the question is not whether or not Israel is targeting kids. The question is how many people have died and who are they, right? So,
Yes.
How many people have died?
Many.
Do you have a number?
I don't know a specific number right now.
If I gave you a number, would you trust it?
Yeah, you tell me. I can trust what you tell me. No.
Okay, so you don't even have to take my number. Let's take Hamas's number. Hamas, which is the government authority in Gaza. They say that somewhere around 70,000 people have died in 2 years of war, which is not a lot, by the way. In 2 years of war in a place like Gaza, 70,000 is a pretty low number, especially when the population of Gaza is 2.5 million. Okay, so that's like one. So that's like 1%. It's very low. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Second of all, how many of the 70,000 were people who died fighting?
I don't know. Do you know the number?
I do.
What is it?
Roughly 30 to 40,000.
Okay.
So if we take 70,000 and we subtract 40, so what does that mean in terms of civilian to combatant ratio?
Yeah, more fighters.
It's roughly 1 to 1, right? The
Yeah.
ratio of civilians to combatants is roughly 1 to 1. Does
Yeah,
that now? Do you know the civilian to combatant ratio in other conflicts, like in Baghdad, for example, during the Iraq War, which is comparable?
I guess it was more.
Way more. Way more.
More civilians. More civilians.
Way more civilians. Way more civilians. So, if that's the case, do you think that Israel is targeting combatants and some civilians die, or do you think that Israel is randomly killing civilians?
They're randomly killing them, right?
If Israel was randomly killing civilians, don't you think there would be more dead civilians?
Bro,
I think yes.
There are dead civilians.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a war.
that's Bura.
You didn't see the videos?
Oh, I've seen plenty of videos. And I would challenge you to find a video, not that Hamas or the Palestinian propaganda is telling you is IDF killing them, but show me a video where the IDF is actually killing them. Show me a video of the IDF killing them.
Skishin auf Reddit, man.
I know there's a video where I think there was a Palestinian man. He was, was heißt, Hände hoch.
Hands up.
Yeah, he had hands up, and they killed him.
And did you see who shot him?
Yes,
You did.
but I don't have right now the video. I see it.
So I've also seen many videos. I've seen videos of Hamas's Sahim unit, which is the arrow unit, which is tasked with consolidating power in Gaza, shooting innocent civilians and beating them and breaking their legs because they oppose Hamas. Have you seen those videos? I've seen videos of Hamas stealing aid trucks and shooting the drivers, and then diverting the aid, and then selling UN aid back to their own people. Have you seen that?
I saw that. Yes.
What's that?
I mean, again, you have to listen. Listen.
Explain this.
Let me put it another way. Let me put it another way, because again, stop with the videos and think statistically. Think mathematically. Think logically. Because the videos, it's propaganda. It's stuff Hamas puts out for you to see, and then it charges you emotionally because you see people dying, and war is hell, right?
Yeah.
But if I show you war videos everywhere, you're going to see innocent people dying. So the question is not whether innocent people are dying. The question is whether or not they're being targeted as an innocent person. And the mathematics says no, right? And if we look at it, I will show you. Again, we can prove it mathematically. Israel has dropped thousands and thousands of bombs in Gaza. They have killed fewer than one person per bomb. So either Israel is the worst at targeting civilians, or they're not targeting civilians. Because even if I was dropping bombs randomly, I would kill more civilians than less than one per bomb. More than 70% of Gaza has been destroyed in terms of buildings. 70%, but less than 1% of the population. So again, that is the most targeted killing that you can conceive of in a war. And it's certainly not randomly killing civilians. It doesn't hold water mathematically. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I understand your vision.
I don't.
Because you don't want to. You understand the math, you just don't want to believe it. But you can take those are from Hamas's own numbers. Let's look at how many fighting aged males are of the dead population. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Of those killed in Gaza from let's see, October 7, 2023 until today, how many are fighting aged males? 50%.
50?
50% are fighting-aged males. So if you were killing people randomly, you would not get that distribution. And by the way, that number comes from Hamas. That's not Israel. That's Hamas's number.
Okay.
So if you were killing people randomly, you would not get 50% fighting-aged males.
Yeah, I understand.
And especially if you were targeting kids, you would not get 50% fighting-aged males.
Verstehst du?
Bisschen. A little bit.
So again, like you're asking me about my numbers, and then I ask you about where you're getting your information from, and you're like, I saw a video on TikTok. So I would take my numbers over yours, personally.
Yeah, I don't any number. Also, I know some numbers, but I'm not there. You know, I can't.
For sure.
Yeah, that's 100%.
But that's what I'm saying. When you see numbers that come out of Gaza, you'll see X amount of dead people. Okay.
Mhm.
How many are fighters? Hamas doesn't tell you. And they fight in flip-flops. So why? So that if they do die in the war, whoever's nearby will take his gun, and then you'll see just a guy in civilian clothing. You won't see that he was a fighter.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I understand what you're trying to tell.
Listen here again. Don't take my word for it. Look it up right now. Look up the Sahem unit. I'll spell it in the chat.
Also ich weiß, dass Hamas Sahem geholt. Cool.
Mhm.
Look up what they do to Palestinians. And there's video of that until the world started condemning them, and then they stopped filming it.
Unit.
Like, put that into Twitter, and you'll see plenty of videos.
Arrow unit.
The Arrow unit. Yep. Put that into Twitter. Sahem or Arrow unit. Yep.
Das sind diese Leute.
Siehst du, der meinte so die Anziehsachen, die wir halt tragen, so dass wenn die sterben, dass es aussieht, als ob das so Dings sind.
Das sieht aber nicht so aus.
Ja, aber zeig mir auch andere. Yeah, we don't find any specific things of them.
Look it up on Twitter. Look it up on Twitter for video.
Hast du?
Ja, Mann.
Wofür?
Für die News.
Sahem, da.
Sahem.
Hamas Sahem unit. Und dann Videos.
Do you see them executing Palestinians on the street?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see them breaking Palestinians' legs on the street? That's who we're fighting. Do you see how many of them who are doing it are dressed in uniform?
Not many.
Not many. So that's who we're fighting. And we're not randomly killing kids. We're fighting Hamas, which is like ISIS. We're fighting ISIS.
I'll be right back. You can talk with him.
Israel is fighting ISIS. ISIS in Palestinian clothes. That's who we're fighting. We're fighting Hamas. Hamas is ISIS. They're the same thing.
I understand it with the Hamas. But also Israeli kills all children.
How many children have been killed? It's a war. It's a war. It's a war.
I could say Israel killed more child than other countries.
Except you'd be wrong in objective numbers. You want to look up Nigeria or Sudan right now? You want to look at how many kids have been murdered there?
That I know, but not.
So wait, no. So hold on. So how many kids have been killed in Sudan? How many kids have been killed in Gaza? Because you said more in Israel. You said more.
More.
You said more in Israel. Except in Sudan, 1 million are dead.
In Sudan, 1 million are dead.
Yeah, look it up. Let's see. How many are dead in Sudan? How many people have been killed in the recent hostilities in Sudan? Since April 2023. Okay, 500,000 in Sudan. And let's see, how many of them are civilians? It's way more. It's way more. It's way more. And they actually are being targeted just for who they are, not because they're part of a militant group.
Yes.
How many? Look up the number of children who have starved to death in Yemen.
Bro, in Palestine also kids starving.
No. Okay. How many people
Bro,
have starved to death in Yemen? How many are children? Where there's an actual famine. Let's look up the okay. Let's see. 377,000 people have starved to death in Yemen. 377,000. Most of those are children. In Israel, in Gaza, from the whole war, starvation deaths is under 1,000. That's not famine. That's not starvation. That's food insecurity because it's a war. That's not famine. That's not intentional famine. That's under 1,000 people have starved to death in 2.5 years of war. Meanwhile, in Yemen, 377,000. But you're talking to me about Gaza.
Bro, you don't understand, man.
Don't I? I think you have blinders, my friend. I think you look at the world like this, and you see Israel, and then all of this is going on around you, and you ignore it. That's what I think.
Yes,
Are-
my English is bad. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So don't judge.
Not judging.
I'm only right now looking at Palestine and Israel because it's new. I didn't know about Yemen.
Yemen is still happening. It's still happening. Yemen is now. Sudan is now. It's been going on, and you ignore it.
Ach so, jetzt bin ich wieder schuld.
No, I'm saying you ignore it. You're not paying attention to any of the other issues that are happening right now. You're talking to me about Gaza because it's new.
Yes.
The other things are happening right now. Let's see. Yeah, according to the UN, as of March 2025, 1 in 2 children in Yemen are severely malnourished. That's 50% of all the children in Yemen are severely malnourished. You can't say that about Gaza, because you'd be wrong. Not even the IPC doesn't say that. Nobody says that. But you're focused because you have blinders.
Yeah, sorry, I'm blind.
No, blinders, horse blinders. You know what horse blinders are?
I think yes.
It's when a racehorse is running down the track, they have little pieces of paper or something so that they don't see the other horses. They only run straight. That's what you have.
Yeah, come on.
I think your friend is a more logical person. He's listening to numbers and actual statistics, and you're not.
Bruh, chicks, you don't understand my vision, man.
Explain it to me. I'm all ears.
Bro, my English is bad. You don't understand.
So write it in German. I'll translate it.
Was willst du sagen? Ich sag.
Soll ich mal sagen?
Wait.
Bruder, da gibt's doch mittlerweile Listen
Ja.
über tote Kinder in Gaza. Und das sind nicht, wie viele Kinder, how many children didn't die in Gaza?
Like, we don't know the exact number, but somewhere between 10 and 20,000, we'll say.
Und da waren mehr auf jeden Fall.
He says there are like lists of child names and numbers, and he says there may
okay.
more.
So a lot of those numbers come from not a lot. All of those numbers come from the Hamas Ministry of Health.
I don't say that
And
Hamas is good, okay?
I
Hamas
understand.
is bad.
I understand. I'm not saying you're defending Hamas, but I'm explaining where these numbers are coming from. This list is created by Hamas. It includes people who died fighting for Hamas. It includes people who aren't actually even children. It includes doubles. It includes people with the same ID number, right? Those numbers are not super trustworthy. And even if they were, you're not addressing how many people who have died who are adults and fighting aged males, which is way more. So we're not targeting children. Children die because it's a war, and it's terrible. I agree with you. It's horrible. Children should not be dying. But what you're saying is not that children shouldn't die. What you're saying is that the IDF is intentionally killing kids, which isn't true.
I think I don't know what it's called, IDF or something.
Israel Defense Forces, yes. What you're saying is that they are going in, they see a child who's unarmed, going about his business, and they say, let's kill him. That's not happening. It's not happening. You want to listen? Okay, here's another one. Here's another fun one. What was his? Abdullah Quran, I think it was.
Huh?
I'm looking up the story. I'm trying to remember the name. Or is it Abdallah Quran? Maybe. No. A kid with explosive. I'm trying to remember the exact name. Okay, here we go. All right, I want to tell you a story. If you'll indulge me, let me find it. Hold on. That's my problem, is that I wrote it down and then I lost it. Give me a sec. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, look up the video of Hussam Abdo. I'm gonna put his name in.
Who's that?
Hussam, I'll tell you in a second. Hussam Abdo, March 2004. Look that up.
Where do I look at Reddit?
You can find that on YouTube. I'd give you the link, but then I'd get banned from the chat.
Why that?
Because Omi TV doesn't allow you to share links. So for those listening who are not going to see this, Hussam Abdo was a 14-year-old kid who the Palestinians in the West Bank sent him with a suicide vest to go and kill soldiers. And it was the Israeli forces who saved his life and then connected him with family services.
I don't find any video.
There's a video. Look up teenage boy gets caught wearing explosive vest on the AP.
What's AP?
It's the AP News. Here, I'll write it in the chat for you. AP News. Teenage boy gets caught wearing explosive vest. Okay? Hussam sorry, am I wrong? Oh no, yeah, he's even younger. I think he was 12. Hussam Abdo is another Palestinian kid who claimed he was 14 and then later 16, who in March 24th, 2004, walked up to the Hawara checkpoint with a heavy jacket that looked bulky. Israeli soldiers noticed wires poking out. Right? They noticed wires poking out. They patted him down from afar, and he froze up, saying something like, "I need to go to school." They kept a distance, they called in the bomb squad, and then a robot cut the vest off of him. It was packed with 5 kilos of explosive, nails, and shrapnel, timed with a remote trigger, which means somebody from afar was going to blow him up. So they sent a young boy with an explosive vest, and then they were going to blow him up from afar to kill Israelis.
But he didn't blow it.
Because Israelis saved his life.
I have a question. This vest, this is, how can I say it? That's not easy to break. Eine Dinge-Weste, Suicide-Weste.
Ja.
Das ist doch voll kompliziert.
Ja.
Und die sagen, konnte der nicht springen, weil die das weggemacht haben. They could remove it, but it's hard to remove it.
Yes, but the IDF, first of all, the IDF created the IDF created an area where there was no signal, right? They interrupted the signal so that the person with the remote could not detonate the explosive. Then they sent in a robot, and the bomb squad disarmed the vest and removed it.
Weißt du, was das heißt?
And it's on video.
Wait.
And it's on video.
Yeah, wait. I explained to it. Also guck, die haben das Kind in eine Zone gebracht, wo mäßig
Guys, this is what I'm saying. It's like, nobody cares. They don't care.
Da wo keine Signale waren, wo keine Sprengung passieren konnte.
Ja. Seit wann gibt's sowas?
Das sind so Funken, so Wellen, so. Du weißt so, es gibt doch sowas auch nicht so Jammer-mäßig, wo dann keine Signale hinkommen. Die können so die WLAN zum Beispiel so wegmachen.
Ja.
Ja, sowas, in so eine Zone. Und dann haben die es mit einem Bombenentschärfungsroboter gemacht. Frag mich, ob der live ist.
Are you live or something?
I'm recording.
Oh.
Now I want to tell you about another kid, Abdullah Quran. Abdullah Quran was 12 years old, where they sent him with another suicide bomb. He was 12. Same thing. It was the Israelis who saved his life. We're not randomly targeting kids. That's not a thing.
But I know that it was Greta Thunberg or something, or I don't know.
You're gonna take news from Greta Thunberg, the climate activist who dumped green paint into the canals of Venice.
I don't know. Fuck her.
She's never like she needs to go back to school. Greta Thunberg is not an example of anybody to listen to.
Wanted to get food or something for the innocent people, but
there was almost no aid on her boat. It was symbolic. There was almost nothing on her boat. There was more aid in a single truck than on all of her boats combined. That goes into Gaza every day.
Also, das war eher so ein symbolisches Zeichen, dass die kommen, dass sie was tun, dass da aktiv, dass da mehr Aufmerksamkeit auf Palästina kommt mäßig. Und auf ihren ganzen Booten war weniger Vorräte als in einem einzigen so Truck. Die hatten kaum Vorräte da. Die hatten für 20 Menschen vielleicht was dabei. Okay, I explained it.
Thank you. No, her goal was not to bring in aid. Her goal was to break the blockade around Gaza, which is a legal blockade which is maintained both by Israel and by Egypt, because Hamas is connected to the Muslim Brotherhood, which is a terror organization that is banned in Egypt, and Egypt doesn't want them getting weapons, which they still manage to get from Iran, Russia, North Korea, and China. The same weapons that they used to invade Israel on October 7th, 2023, murder 1,200 people, and take 250 plus hostages.
Yeah. But I understand your vision now, what you're talking. I understand it.
I know. I get because you're listening to statistics and logic, and your friend is listening to TikTok videos.
Nah.
Yes.
Wo hörst du denn so? Also, was hörst du da?
Kennst du diesen Ahmed?
Wer ist Achmed?
Der sich für Palästina und so. Der Bruder und der Typ.
Ist er auf TikTok?
Ja, Bruder, du kennst den.
He's listening to a guy on TikTok called Ahmed.
Okay. So you're watching TikTok videos instead of statistics. So how was I wrong?
But I think your numbers are the correct numbers. I watched it. I gone for a few minutes and I was looking for numbers and your numbers was the right numbers. So I found the exact things you talked. I saw them.
Yeah.
But you tell them you are recording. For what are you recording?
For this kind of because people are wrong. And but I appreciate. I have conversations with people. This is what I do. So I know my numbers. I know I know the history. I know the numbers. I know facts and figures. And I'm telling you, watching TikTok videos of dead kids, of course it's going to trigger you, and it should. But it shouldn't. But it's not facts. That's not something that you can then say, well, Israel's killing kids. Kids are dying, but Israel is not targeting children. Those are two different things.
Yeah, that was why I asked you on the beginning of this conversation that I don't know the whole history.
Yeah.
That was.
It's no. Listen, and I want to say this. I know that I'm coming on strong. I want to say that both of you seem like your heart is in the right place, right? You're coming to this because you want what is best. That you're not like anti-Israel or anti-Jewish or anything like that. I know that you're not. But when you're trying to come to an understanding of something that is going on in a war zone, you can't do that by just watching TikTok videos. You have to do that from statistics. You have to look at the numbers. And the numbers don't back up what you're saying about the IDF killing kids. It just doesn't make any sense. There's we've destroyed all of this territory in Gaza because there are tunnels, not people. Israel, here's another thing that you can look up. Israel sends text messages, drops leaflets, has loudspeaker calls, has roof knocker bombs, which is a bomb that just explodes above the building. They do all these things to warn people to get out of the way because they're going to have an attack. That's not something you do if you're just randomly killing people.
Warum ist dann, wie heißt der Präsident oder wie heißt Netanyahu? Warum ist er international gesucht und hat
Here comes Netanyahu. I heard Netanyahu.
He asked why Netanyahu has an international warn, like if he comes to another country, he needs to get arrested or something.
Because the ICC is a political body. The International Criminal Court is a politicized body. The whole court case was a farce. They brought up Netanyahu Gallant, who was the head of the IDF at the time, and then they brought up two Palestinian guys who were already dead. It was politics. It was politics. They were saying we need to arrest, to make it seem fair. Let's also arrest these Palestinian guys. They were already dead.
Hast du verstanden?
Nein.
Also diese ISIS halt, die sind so ein Körper der Politik und die haben viel mit der Politik zu tun und dann war das halt so, dass sie das so, ja, wir müssen ja jetzt so tun, als ob das wirklich was Schlimmes ist und so. Also haben die Netanyahu und noch einen, der Anführer von der IDF war, ne?
Ah.
Und zwei Palästina, die aber schon tot waren. So, das ist mäßig so.
Oder dieser internationale Haftbefehl, der kommt doch nicht vom Ding. Der kommt doch nicht von irgendwelchen Randoms.
Doch, nein, weil.
Bruder, das ist von diesem Ding da. Von diesem Ding, wer ist das? Internationale Ding da.
Ja, von Interpol.
Nein, noch höher. Von dem internationalen Gericht,
ja,
wo die alles bestimmen.
Ja, und der ISIS gehört dazu. Die sind ein Körper davon.
So.
Yeah. I explained it.
I'll give you another proof of the politics of these international organizations, right? That they come out and they said that there was famine, but there is no famine. Like there is no famine. There should be, if there was a famine, according to what the definition of famine is, there should be thousands, tens of thousands of people dying of starvation. And there's 500, 600 at most in 2.5 years. So that's but everybody's saying, oh, there's a famine. There's no famine. If we go into the ICC, right? Karim Khan is the prosecutor. The ICC reportedly warned and threatened him multiple times not to pursue warrants against the Israeli Prime Minister and former Defense Minister Gallant. These warnings came amid Khan's investigation into alleged war crimes during the Israel-Hamas conflict, with warrants ultimately requested and issued by the ICC by Khan. But he was warned not to issue those threats because they were political, because they didn't have any basis in any fact. The same thing how the ICC, a lot of people, you'll see this on the news, they will say that the ICC, the International Criminal Court, said that there's a genocide in Gaza. Except they never said that. The ICC never said that there's a genocide in Gaza. Okay. But you'll hear on the news that, oh, there's genocide in Gaza. Well, who said? Well, the ICC. No, they didn't. They didn't say that.
Yeah.
The ICC doesn't even have jurisdiction to try the case that they were trying.
Yeah.
It's totally politicized. Here's another thing. The Gaza Strip is surrounded by two countries, Israel and Egypt.
Yes.
Have you right now in Ukraine, how many people were allowed to flee the Ukraine to get away from the fighting?
Not much, I think.
Millions of people were allowed to leave. To leave.
all
Millions
them.
of people were permitted to leave the war zone. In
What if they
in
want
Syria, how many millions of Syrians are now in Europe because they were escaping the war?
Bro.
Millions. Okay. How many Gazans were allowed to escape into Egypt, into the Sinai Peninsula, and then maybe they didn't even have to stay in Egypt. They could have fled elsewhere, right? But how many of them were allowed to leave through the Egyptian border?
I guess none, right?
0.
Yeah.
And the reason is because Egypt doesn't trust them either, because they think that they're Hamas, because they didn't want to let Hamas out of Gaza. It's like you're being victimized by a propaganda war. And so all I'm doing is I'm trying to open your eyes to the propaganda. Because if you look at the statistics, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the facts, stop looking at TikTok videos. I can show you a lot of videos, and they would churn your stomach. They're disgusting. I could show you a lot of videos. That's not going to prove anything. What proves something is evidence. And you don't have evidence for the things that you're saying. Where you're saying that Israel is targeting kids. You don't have evidence for that.
Yes, 100%. You're right.
Thank
Make
you.
YouTube video, right?
I do make YouTube videos.
Could I have a YouTube?
Absolutely. I hope you guys subscribe because I like you. I know I'm like yelling and I'm very passionate, but
No,
I actually really like you guys.
But that's really what I asked for. I asked for your vision, for your
Perspective.
knowledge. No, I asked for that. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
A real conversation, no lies, no.
Yeah. And
just
I
a
want
real-
and another thing, like again, if Israel were trying to kill Palestinians and Arabs just because they're Palestinian and Arabs, which is what a genocide is, then
Yes.
they wouldn't have 2 million Palestinian Arabs living in Israel,
Yeah.
which we do. I hope one day, and I say this truly, I hope one day you come to Israel. I pray that you go to Israel and see it for yourself, because you'll see that Israel is a country of peace. Arabs, Christians, Druze, Cherkessians, Baha'i, Samaritans,
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, Muslim, everybody. They live in peace in Israel.
Maybe one day, maybe.
Please do. From where are you guys in? Belgium?
Germany.
In Germany, it's not a very expensive flight. That's a cheap flight. You can make that trip.
Yeah, maybe one day, maybe.
Please do. I hope you come together. I hope the two of you go together. You'd like it. You'd like it a lot.
We will see.
Please do. Listen,
Okay,
so again, I'm sorry I got really passionate and started dumping on you guys. Do you have any other questions?
No, I guess that was all.
Okay, cool.
All
right.
About all things.
Listen, I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. You'll help me out. I love you guys. I really do. You guys are great. I really do like you. I mean that. And I wish you the best.
We wish you the best too.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year's.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.